to fly, 621.
Hey everybody, Brad Ellis here. I'm joined by Michael Damiani.
What's up?
Oh, you know what's up, Damiani.
I know what's up.
You know what's up.
They know what's up.
They know. They see the title.
Okay.
They see the title. They know what's up.
Fair point. They know what's up. They know what's up.
I got to play Armored Core 6. Several hours of this game. The beginning of the game for a while.
Nice.
Surprise! It's good.
All right.
Surprise,
Okay.
I guess, from Software, kind of.
All right.
Masters.
That's great to hear.
Yes.
I think the biggest thing, because you've been kind of like getting people prepped for this.
Yeah.
That this is not a Souls game.
No.
So now that you've played it, can you put that more into like,
Sure,
explain that a little bit better?
So let me just talk to you about like the core pillars of Armored Core.
Yeah.
So one of the biggest things about Armored Core series, and this is true in this game, is it's all about customizing your Armored Core, which is your mech, essentially.
Okay.
There's a lot of customization. You can like change the arms for like weight and stuff like that. If you want like a more nimble mobile suit or something like that, you can kind of customize around that. So you can do that. Want a little heavier tanker, you can put new parts on it. Maybe not so crazy when you think about how From Software games and their Souls games especially have been like, you know, stats. So your heavy armor builds, like kind of like that, I guess, if you want. But there's like different weapons and stuff, like a machine gun. And then I had like a cannon I was shooting. I put like a beam cannon on my shoulder.
Nice.
To just like charge up, stuff like that. Customization like that. Lots of weapons customization. That's a part of the game. The game is mission based. It's not open world or anything like that. It's missions like the older ones. There's been many Armored Core games out there. I know there's gonna be a lot of people hopping into this Armored Core for the first time. They're calling it like a reboot of the series, so you don't have to have any prior knowledge to hop into this game, even though it is 6, but you're hopping in this game completely fine. Don't worry about it. So it is stage based. You can play how you want to play, but definitely in some missions you're going to be encouraged to experiment.
Okay.
Maybe not every tactic you use. Maybe you're for like, hey man, I like to just use this gun, this kind of thing. I like this type of gun. Cool, you could probably do it, but there's going to be circumstances where you may be like, I should change my build.
Okay.
So the game lets you do that.
Nice.
During a mission, a lot of the missions.
Oh, okay.
Some missions. Some of the missions are very short, really short, like a couple minutes. I was surprised. I was like, oh, okay. One of them was just like, hey, there's some fallen mobile suits around like that. Go there, collect logs. And it's just like, that's it. Just kind of small mission. Some of them are much longer missions. Let me tell you about one that I thought was really cool, dude. So, set the stage for you. It's like a desert, dude.
All right.
Sandstorm going on. Crazy stuff. I'm in this mobile suit. They're like, yo, take out this target. This target, dude, is like a giant machine, like a giant mining machine.
All right, this thing's massive.
Crawling through the desert. You're approaching it, you're trying to get up to this thing. It's far away. You're cruising along, dude. It starts shooting like Death Star beams at me. You know what it reminded me of, Dummy? It reminded me of the Radon arrows.
I was about to ask. Yeah, it's like,
like when I was approaching, just like a huge death beam.
It's a little bit of a challenge just getting in close.
Just dodging it real quick. Then finally get to it, dude. This thing's massive, you know? Your mobile suits, your armored cores, they can glide. You can like boost up into the air.
Okay.
But you have like a meter, you know, you can overheat kind of thing. So you don't get so high.
That
Dude,
makes sense.
This thing is so big I could not just fly up it.
Oh,
I had to destroy a leg on it to like have it kind of get down. But then you're kind of like platforming up this thing, Damiani.
Cool.
You're climbing up this thing, destroying other parts of it to make it vulnerable as you're going up it. And all while you're doing this, you're fighting other enemies, like other armored cores. There's like choppers and stuff shooting at you.
Dang.
And meanwhile, the big machine that you're on has like a huge cannon on that's your main target. It is like firing at you as you're trying to climb up this thing. Dude, I was LOSing Damiani in this game.
Okay.
Line of sight is a big part of this game. When you're in encounters, man, you gotta dodge this stuff. You gotta dodge fire. Maybe you can't tank things so easily all the time. You know, you gotta be careful. So there's strats like that.
All right, that sounds awesome. Sounds very chaotic.
It can be, yes.
Is it? Did you ever feel like overwhelmed by trying to keep track of everything, or was it?
No, I don't think so. It was more so. What I will say about the game is, it's been a long time since I've played Armored Core. I played a lot of 2 back in the day, but that was a PS2 game. So there's been many Armored Core games. So it's been a long time. So it just took me probably a little bit longer to get used to Armored Core. Just getting the feel of like, you are a mech. You are not a human rolling around dodging. These mechs can be very agile though. And they've definitely taken notes from their games that they've made recently.
Okay.
One thing I've noticed is the impact feels really good. The sound sounds really good.
Confirmed.
But dude, so your armor core, let me tell you about it. You can walk, of course. Just walk. You got a little dash. If you push like the circle button, it'll like cruise around the ground, just like a faster speed, but you can like move side and sideways and all that stuff. But then you got that. Then you got the other boost where it can launch in the air and you can like hover and stuff, so you can get above enemies. But then, dude, you push the left stick down and it does like a sick boost forward, dude. You go boom, you like fly really fast.
All right.
And what's sick about it is it'll close the gap, but it'll, your meter will go away pretty quickly. But when you're doing it, you can like push the left stick, right stick, and they'll like do like sick dodges, dude.
Oh.
Total like Gundam dodge.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, this is really sick. But anyways, back to that mission I was on. So I was on the structure. I destroyed these parts all around this guy as I'm climbing up. And like I said, it's kind of like platform. You got to manage your boost, all that stuff. The boost comes back really quick though.
Okay, that's good.
So you're not sitting there waiting for it.
Does it like just recover at a steady pace, or if like your idle will recover faster? Do you notice
when
anything
you're in the air, dummy, you can kind of free fall for a second and it'll go up slower. But if you're on flat ground, it'll go way faster.
Cool. Okay.
But you could be moving, like walking and stuff, while it just goes up really fast. So
all right.
it definitely took me a little bit of time, but then I finally clicked with me as being like using that boost frequently, like not being afraid, not holding on to it, using it constantly, dude. You're gonna be fighting robots, dude. They're gonna be like shooting missiles at you or melee weapons. You gotta dodge these things.
So let me ask you about this, because you talked a little bit at the beginning, like your the parts for your mech, the customization. Two questions. First, where and when can you change those parts? Because you said this game might want you to adapt at points potentially.
So you have like a kind of garage you go back to in between missions. There's a shop there you can buy stuff from. As you progress through the game, new stuff gets unlocked, and you can lock items other ways too. So you do that, but then in certain levels, especially with like a boss fight, there's checkpoints.
Okay.
So there's checkpoints throughout levels. I'm not entirely sure where they always are. It's not very clear to me. You're not like lighting a bonfire or like activating something usually. There's resupply points frequently where you're like, if you're low on ammo, you could resupply at some of those, but there are checkpoints.
Okay.
So let's say you get in a boss fight down, man. You're in the fight, you die. You're like, man, my build isn't not working for this. I'm going to try to adapt. You can change it there.
Nice.
So you can adjust your build. However, this happened to me. I got to a point, I was in a mission, I was like, man, I really need to change my strat. I didn't have a lot of equipment that I bought. I was like, I kind of like forgot to buy something before I went. Then I was like, shit, dude, I need to buy stuff, but I can't.
So you can't mid-mission buy stuff?
Not from what I saw. Maybe down the line you can, but from what I saw, you could not. So I had to back out of the mission, go to the shop, then go back. Which is like, the mission was kind of intense, but like obviously my second way through, I was much more comfortable going through.
That's good to hear.
So I went through that, and so then back to the boss, the giant Death Star thing. Then I eventually fight the big cannon itself, dude, and getting up close.
Okay.
It's shooting at me, and I take it down, and this huge structure that you're on is falling down. They're like, yo, you gotta get out of there. Get out of there. So you can like jump off this huge guy and fall. Like the scale was very large and impressive. I was like, dude, this is sick, man.
Do you take, the other question I had about that, maybe come on that fight is, do you just have overall health, or do like different parts take damage or anything
so
like that?
So you have overall health, Tommy. You have your health and you just take damage. You have repair kits.
Okay.
Think of it like an Estus, I guess. You have a certain amount.
Okay.
I think I had 3 from the part. You just push up on the D-pad. It heals you.
Okay.
That's how it works.
There's no like durability for anything?
Not that I saw.
Like that? Okay,
no, not that I saw. So
it
seemed pretty chill to get into it.
Did you have like a defensive stance
or
anything?
So there were certain like weapons. You could get like a shield. You could put a shield on your guy.
That,
I did not have one. I did not try it.
Okay, that's fair.
It seemed like the shield was good for some things, but maybe for heavier fire, it might not be so good,
Yeah.
Maybe for more chill stuff. Because I was earlier on in the game.
Gotcha.
So I'm sure there's going to be crazy stuff you can get later on. But I did have... Not only did I have like rockets on my shoulders too, that could like lock onto multiple guys at one time and shoot like 4 rockets at them. I also had like a beam saber on my left hand.
Dude, yes.
It would like, it's like on your arm, dude, and you push it and your guy like dashes forward at them. Boom, boom, like 2 sick strikes, and it feels so good when you chop like a thing in half with that.
Are the supply drop areas the only way to get like more ammo? Or
that I'm aware of, yeah. Because
no, like defeating an enemy didn't drop like any
not that I
thing?
saw, not like ammunition. I didn't run out of ammo ever.
So there's like no like currency like souls or anything like you defeat enemies.
No. You get there's money in the game, but you get money by completing missions.
Okay, so only mission. Okay.
Yeah, so nothing. You don't have to like collect stuff. I think in the levels I asked them about this because some of the levels are pretty big.
Yeah. And
I was asking them, I'm like, you guys are known for your level design and player exploration and all that kind of stuff. And they told me you could probably find some secret, like some new parts, maybe.
Nice.
Maybe some lore stuff.
That's pretty sick.
Some stuff like that. One thing I want to talk about the mechs also, earlier on I should have touched on this, since it's Armored Core, customizing your mech is a big part of it. Bunch of colors, you can change your mech, change the way you look, all that kind of stuff if you want. There's emblems for your mech. You can assign those. You can also, I believe, make your own emblem and stuff like that. Also, Damiani, there's this thing that you unlock later on called Arena.
Okay.
So I'll get into one benefit of it later, but one benefit is you fight very specific Armored Core, very specific units. You fight these guys in like a duel, essentially. When you beat them, you get their suit pretty much. You get their entire loadout. So you can like, if you fight someone, you're like, or if you don't maybe necessarily want to get as in depth with the creation of your Armored Core, you can just kind of use one of these.
Okay, so they're kind of like templates.
But I want to say the customization of the Armored Core wasn't very like overwhelmingly complex.
All right, that's good to hear.
Everything seemed there's a lot of numbers, but it seemed kind of chill. It was like, just don't get over the weight or whatever. If you're certain, like, you don't want to get over this weight because it won't let you do it. But there's numbers like, hey, melee damage or this type of weapon. There's a lot of variety to build your mech the way you want. So we talked about that desert level. There's also one level they're hyping up called I think it was called the wall or something. This was like the other big mission I did. This was like the last one I think I did. Or one of the last ones is a very bigger mission. So how it started is, you're assaulting this there's a city, a ruined city going on. There's a giant wall on the other side of you.
Okay.
People are attacking this. You're a mercenary in the game. You're with other mercenaries. You're attacking this point. The whole point is getting up the wall, dude.
Okay.
Get up the wall. So you're storming this. There's a bunch of mobile suits, cannons along the wall shooting at you, dude.
Oh, shit.
And at the top, there's this guy just launching huge rounds, dude. Just boom, shooting stuff. So you gotta get through the city really quick and take cover. There's spots to take cover behind buildings. There was areas I could go down to lower, like a water canal or something like that. There's also some levels have these lifts on, like these elevator things. Think of, in Elden Ring, those spots you jump on with torrent and launch you up. There's stuff like that for this. A pad you can step on and jump and it'll launch you really high. So anyways, there's these 3 targets you gotta take out there. Take them out, cool combat. You go through, into a door opens up in this wall and you go inside it now. So you're going through and fighting guys in more narrow spaces and stuff like that. Get through there, going fighting, cool, then you get up to the wall. Boss fight, dude. Proper boss fight. From software game, it can be challenging, dude. But so what was cool about this boss fight? He was called it's getting over the wall or something. It's the whole theme. This boss fight is invulnerable at the front, dude. Cannot damage him, dude.
All right.
So you're in this fight, but there's this other merc you team up with, dude. So he's fighting with you in this fight for a little bit.
Interesting, yeah.
Halfway through the fight, though, he's like, reinforcements are coming. I gotta handle them, or we're not gonna stand a chance. So he bails out. So then you gotta take this guy on by yourself, dude. And he has treads. He's rolling around, charging at you, you're dodging. The strat was to get over him, I would say, fly over him. Because that's the thing, we're so used to their games of being on the ground kind of thing. Verticality and up and down is a thing in this game. Because you're flying up and down. Yeah. That's something you definitely got to get used to. But it's really sick. So then he took me several tries to get through. But I was having trouble. My build was kind of a little more longer range, I felt like. I had a cannon to attack further away. Then I decided to dual wield shotguns.
All right.
Dual wield shotguns, dude. So I was flying close to getting real close, just going boom, boom, like that, dude. Eventually took him down that way.
Nice.
But it was really sick, dude. I really liked it.
That is a Huber-approved strat.
Yeah. So a key to combat, Damiani, that I didn't bring up also is there's a stagger meter.
Okay.
Stagger meter.
I was going to say,
you do enough pressure to them, they take enough damage, they'll go into a staggered state, you do a lot more damage to them. Super key. Get that stagger meter going. Keep the pressure on them. Super important. For all that good stuff. So also some of the larger missions. Besides the larger mission, like I said, there were some smaller ones. One of them was I assaulted a dam with some other mercenaries. There was 2 of them with me. and they have their own different like armor cores. One of them had like sick tank treads, and he was rolling around. So they're just going with me. It's cool to have some AI fighting with you. There is multiplayer in this game. However, I don't believe it's co-op at all.
Okay.
It's PvP.
Okay.
They told me there is 1v1 and 3v3 multiplayer modes. It's there. They said the main focus of the game, though, is the story campaign. That is the main thing.
All right.
So, Damiani, you can replay missions also. You can do your mission. You can go through there if you want, I believe, get extra cash. If you want to get the cash again. Because every mission you get cash. There's also like a ranking system for missions if you want to get S rank. And the thing for S rank is like you cannot die during a mission at all. You cannot get sent back to a checkpoint. And you got to take minimal damage and stuff like that. Go. So you're going to have sick goals to go for if you want to really go for it. Also, we were talking about the Armored Core. They were also saying about sharing like Armored Core designs online with other players.
Oh, okay.
So you can maybe like share your build with others.
Oh, that might be
like
cool.
So
Yeah,
if you're like, yo, man, I'm having trouble with this particular boss.
Oh, that's such a good
or
thing.
Stuff like that. You could probably look up someone else's get a little info on that. The checkpoint, let me bring this up too. Very generous checkpoint. Okay. It wasn't like their past games where you have to run back. So I died in the boss, Damiani, reload, start immediately in the boss fight again.
Okay.
You're already in it immediately.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's good for if they're going for. If they said the story, it's more story focused.
There's a story. There's a story.
That would make sense that they want like checkpoints that are more in line with that.
Yeah. So there is a narrative. You are a mercenary. You're part of this group. You're on this planet. Everyone is fighting for this resource. I believe it's called coral, but it's like an energy kind of thing, like just some resource that's super important to everyone. So everyone's fighting over this bunch of groups, and you're kind of making your way through the ranks as a mercenary. And you got handlers talking to you. It's cool sometimes when you're on the field fighting other enemies. They're like talking to you on the radio and stuff like that. So they're like talking to shit sometimes.
Damn,
it's cool.
Trying to play some mind games.
Yeah, and you like take them out. They're like, oh no, like just really cool stuff like
anime,
that. Yeah, gotta have that anime stuff. But yeah, I don't know how long the game is out all or anything like that. I'm not sure. Oh, also, so I talked about the arena Damiani where you could fight those other mechs. It's great to get like their loadout and all that stuff. However, you also get these things called OST chips. So these are used on your Armored Core's OS system, your operating system.
Gotcha.
So what these do, though, Damiani, is they give you passive effects.
Nice.
They are permanent passive effects. So like one of them was unlocking a quick turn.
Oh,
one of the early ones was like back and left, quick turn. You just spend the point on it, you get it. There's also one about like being able to drop some of your equipment. If you're holding like too many weapons or you're over encumbered, you could drop some of it behind.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. There's also just more basic ones like, hey, your repair kits will heal you for more. You will take less damage. This type of weapon will do more damage.
And these are good for any build?
I believe this is just passive.
Okay, so...
You could save your Armored Core builds too, I believe. So if like you have this build, you're like, yo, this is my long range thing. I like to use this on missions, kind of thing. Like, you can just save that.
Yeah, I guess I meant like if you use one of the OSTs on like this build... It's now on that build. You don't get another one to use on the other one.
No, because like your mech, you're constantly taking apart. It's like I think it's permanent.
So there's like get it. I get it.
I believe it's just a permanent upgrade.
Nice,
like that.
nice.
I didn't get as much because it was introduced later on in the game, so I didn't get to see completely how it works out. But it is like passive effects.
That's nice for people, something to work for that can maybe ease help ease things up.
But yeah, I really had a really good time with this game. I think it's super fun, especially if you're into the customization of a mech. I know it's not going to be for everyone. They've definitely learned stuff combat-wise to make it more smooth, though. Like, locking on just feels much better than they did in the old ones. There's like a normal lock-on where you can like just follow guys a lot easier. So it was very just polished up a little bit. And I was super excited. I was like, man, I hope people really get into this game. It's not going to be exactly like their past works. But you will see the DNA in there.
Nice.
You will see sprinkles of it, and you will see the quality there. I can't wait to play more of this. I can't wait to make some sick mechs, dude. I don't know what crazy shit they're going to introduce down the line. Some of the weapons they're introducing as I got further on, it seemed pretty rad. And some of the new attachments, dude, like the tank treads and like the spider legs, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Really cool stuff, dude. The story seemed interesting enough. Just like this really gritty, everyone fighting on this planet kind of thing. For resources.
Did you catch any of the soundtrack at all? Like how or at least the vibes of the music?
It seemed cool from what I remember. I was so focused on just absorbing everything as I was going through and trying to remember everything, but it seemed sick as I was fighting.
Yeah. Well, like when a Souls boss, the Epic Choir,
sure.
but this time it's like, was there any...
I can't recall off the top of my head. I'm not saying it's not there.
It was in like industrial or like...
Yeah, it was more like appropriate.
Yeah.
It wasn't like
sick
choirs going...
No, I wasn't expecting that, but I was like kind of hoping like, dude, you're getting some like mech style music you hear. Like,
it was a little more
game.
futuristic kind of sci-fi feeling. Yeah. But I really hope people
forward to that.
Give it a shot. They definitely understand a lot of people haven't played Armored Core because it's been gone for so long, and they know they have a newer audience compared to when they did. So that's why I'm saying it's like kind of like a reboot. You don't have to have played prior knowledge. It's a damn good time. Damn fine video game. I can't wait to play more. I played the PC version of the game, by the way. Nice. Seemed to run pretty good, but don't know for sure on the other platforms how it'll be or what it'll be like at release. But it seemed cool from what I played it so far. Nice. But yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Are you curious about checking it out?
Yeah, because Mech. FromSoft as well, but like Mech games seems pretty cool. That's not just like strictly an arcade style one. Like I'm not really into those, so this one seems a little bit more.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of freedom to build your mech.
I played both Zone of the Enders games.
Oh, okay,
so Zone of the Enders 2 specifically was a little bit more intriguing to me. One felt like kind of like a glorified tech demo.
Yeah.
The 2's combat was pretty sick. So
but it's cool though because of just like the scale of being this mech and like the movement. Like yes, you are a mech, but it still feels fluid and good, which is I think super important. They translate really well to you being a mech and realizing that, but still feeling like you're in control, which I think is very impressive. But you'll definitely see more of this game from us in the future as we get closer to release. I'm hyped. Can't wait to see what everyone else thinks about the game as it comes closer to release. But yeah, thanks for talking with me, Damiani, about it. And we will see you all next time. Take care, everybody. Goodbye.
Interesting. Ready to climb the wall? That's the Juggernaut, a heavy mobile kit. I wouldn't recommend taking it head on.